Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm in the Peak District today. I'm hopefully going to be doing a two-night wild camp. Starting off down in Bamford, and I'm currently, you can just see behind me, I believe it's Crook Hill. I'm going to make my way along to Allport Valley and Allport Castles. Hopefully tonight my first pitch is going to be at the very beginning of the Allport Valley, just below Bleaklow Stones, and then all being well I'll head up to Bleaklow Stones tomorrow, make my way along the fell tops to Bull Stones, up above the Derwent reservoir, and then spend the night there, hopefully finding some water, and then the next day I'll make my way home. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm going to get moving, and I'll show you some views on the way. Thank you. So I've just made it to just above Hag Farm, and next stop is Alport Castles, which I know you're going to enjoy. That's Allport Valley coming into view there, and just off to the right is Allport Castles. Now you get a better shot when I get right up next to it, and then off into the distance that you probably can't see is the Trig, and then beyond there is the Bleaklow Head and Bleaklow Stones, which I'm just going to hopefully get to and pitch tonight. So this is Allport Castles. It was big landslide, or big landslip, years and years and years ago, and it's left what looks like a castle, hence it's got its name, Allport Castle. So I'm starting to get really concerned. There's no water anywhere. Normally this is quite a good source where I pick some water up. So, and I can see there's water down in the valley. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop down into the valley and see if there's enough water there. And I might pitch down there. I'm not going to go to the head of the valley because, you know, if there's no water down here halfway up the valley, there's definitely not going to be any further up. So let's have a look, see what it's like. It's naughty, but it's nice. Cheers everybody. That's hit the spot. All right, down here in the valley. Tell you what, this dip was well needed. Oh, it was boiling up there. Dry as a bone. So I think probably the route I was going to do was all up on the high tops, and as there's no water, there's no point. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to really enjoy tonight, because I've got plenty of water here, and I'm going to scratch tomorrow and go home tomorrow. But I'm really enjoying myself. Weather's brilliant. I'm in a cool puddle. Brilliant. Have to start thinking about putting the tent up soon, really. In a bit. Okay, so my tent for tonight's trip is the Durston X-Mid 1-person solid. I ditched the bag that it comes with because it's quite, although it's very light, it's very tight, and it's sometimes quite difficult to put your tent back inside it in the morning if there's a lot of condensation or it's been raining. So just got myself a nice lightweight sea to summit stuff sack. That's what I used to carry it in. I don't use the Durston pegs that come with it. What I use is a mixture of MSR and Eastern stakes. Now, I've said before on my videos, these are basically my preferred tent pegs. I found over the years that these perform the best. They'll go into a varying array of different types of ground, and I found that they tend to hold better. My personal choice. I do have the different sizes. I have the 9-inch, and also I have the 6-inch. And I have different sizes for in case you do find yourself hitting something like a rock, where the 9-inch is going to stand proud and cause a trip hazard. So you put the 6-inch in. Okay, time to put this tent up then. So there's two chains of thought about how to put your tent back into its stuff sack. One chain of thought is that you roll it perfectly so that you know that when you flick it out, you know exactly where the door entrance is and you know what side of the tent you're dealing with. The other theory is you just scrunch it in to your stuff sack. The theory behind that being is that because it's constantly going in different ways, no sort of force is being put on any zips or other stress points on the tent, so that it's never ever experiencing the same sort of stress. As you can see, I follow the stuff it in any old way because I like that theory. So the trick to putting the Durston X-Mid up is to get in all four corners into a perfect alignment. So basically, if it was square, they'd be square. If they're off, out of line, it'll make your centre line going across the top completely out. You'll have all sorts of issues. So that's the really important thing. Okay, so I'm going to get on with that now. So as you can see, she's starting to take shape now. And Dan Durston does say, you know, if it's a perfectly chilled night, there's no real wind or anything like that, this is strong enough on its own with just 4 pegs in. I think I have to agree. I think he's right. Would I pitch it like that? No. Not in the UK, not in our national parks, because at night the wind can really pick up. So I'm going to start going out of the lines now, trying to straighten her up, get her looking like she should do. So as you can see with the doors, they have a they also have a little pull tag just down here, and the idea with these is you put them at a slight angle like so, and that gives you your tension so that your door can be open one-handed. So I've also done some modifications on this tent. You do get these tie out points. They're not the strongest, so you do need to be careful with them. I've watched some YouTubers and they actually put some they tie this to a cord that's got some stretch in it so that it's not so rigid. So I might do that actually, a bit like what I've put on the bottom. So you do have these other tie out points on the bottom, so I have put some cord on this, but it's elasticated, so I'm going to get some more of that, put that on there, and then tie the guy to that so that you can still guy her out, but it's not so rigid, so it gives you a bit of space for the wind to go. Yeah. And so there she is. I do like this tent. I've got to say, you know, it's took me years and years to get to the point where I'd buy a trekking pole tent, and I'm really pleased I did. I really do like this tent. It's got loads of headroom and it's so light, and because I use walking poles anyway, it's saving me on bringing a DAC set of tent poles, so it saves weight as well. Do like it. It's a good tent. I have a big Agnes Boundary Deluxe pillow that I put underneath my air mat to give me like a bit of raise, and then on top of that I've got my Flextail neck contour pillow, which is new, so I'm looking forward to trying that out tonight. So I think I've already mentioned this before in my previous videos, so I used the Ferns Chorus 20 Fahrenheit minus 6 degrees. I've never had it down to minus 6. I think the closest I've got to is with wind chill, probably sort of like down to 1-2 degrees, maybe a bit lower, and it was fine, you know, as long as you got the other clothing, you know, your sleepwear's up to scratch, then you're fine. So I do like this. I think, like I said in my last video, I'm a side sleeper, and I jiffle a lot, I move a lot in my sleep, so I used to find sleeping bags very constricting, and I could never find the zip. It'd always be under me, and you know, this is, it's just easy. I just find them much better. Yeah, I found these Sea to Summit event compression dry bags are the best I found. What I like about them is they have this event base to them, so as you compress, it allows the air to come out, but they're also waterproof, which is great. So yeah, I love them. I forgot to mention that when I was talking about earlier about you know, attaching the guys to some bungee shock cord, I got that tip from Andy Beaver's channel. So yeah, go and have a look at his channel. He shows you how to how he sets up his X-Mid one person Pro. And another YouTuber came up with this idea. So on the original X-Mids, like this one is the X-Mid one person solid, this magnet that holds the door open well, it's really weak and it doesn't work very well. So she tried out some Solo Sarah B, go check out her channel. I think she calls her X-Mid Dorothy. Anyway, so she came up with these magnetic cable ties, you know, for like electrical items you got at home, and you get them from Amazon, and they're not expensive. And so far I've been in and out the tent and they've held. Previous to me to getting these, the provided door opening device was rubbish. Come on, Dan Durston, you can do much better than that. These are good little gadgets as well. Just use a normal Bic lighter inside, turns them into a flamethrower. Great bit of kit. So it's cod and creamy curry sauce for tea tonight. Really looking forward to this one. So I'm currently using, for my water filter, I'm using a Platypus quick draw, I believe it's called. Filter along with a Knock 2 litre water bladder. It's a winning combination, I think. I'm really impressed. It's got a real good flow rate, this Platypus quick draw. I'm really impressed with it. So I've always carried a first aid kit. I've carried them for years while I'm doing my wild camping and hiking, and this has got to be, I think, other than when I helped somebody who'd fallen over a good few years ago and banged their head on some ice, this is the first time I've ever used my own first aid kit on myself. So earlier on, when I was getting out of the water, I banged my foot on the stones and it accidentally well, ripped my little toenail off, so it bled quite nicely. So this is the first time I've used a first aid kit. So I always bring baby wipes with me, the non-fragrance. So I used those for cleaning my cup out, for cleaning off my my spoon, and for wiping out my, any pans I use. So I was able to use those to clean it, and then obviously I accessed my medical first aid. Well, it says it's a medical kit. It's a first aid kit, basically. I was able to use sanitizing wipes to clean the wound, and then obviously I was able to put a decent plaster on it. So obviously before I did any of that, I cleaned my hands using hand sanitizer. Something else I always bring. It's not washing your hands, but it does disinfect your hands. You know, we're out here, we're sitting around, we're eating food, we're picking stuff up, and you know, in our national parks we have a lot of sheep, an awful lot of sheep, and what comes with all them sheep is sheep doo-doo. And so it's really important to keep your hands clean as well. So I always make sure I've got anti-bac with me, and I use that every time before I make a drink, and before I make food, and before I eat food. So yeah, that's me. My first aid kit. Well, it's still really quite hot, but it's starting to chill a little bit. But anyway, the midges are out in force now, so I retreated to my tent, and yeah, so I think I'm probably going to get my head down now and see how it goes, and maybe have an early start in the morning. Yeah, so good night, and I'll see you for some posh pork and beans in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. Quite a nice sleep actually. It rained a bit in the night, sort of broke the spell of all that hot weather. I had quite a good night's sleep really. So so we see what it looks like outside. Midgeville. Well, it's been one of them trips. I've had at least 3 seasons in 24 hours. It's just too warm though to put my waterproofs on, so I'm just going to dry out as I walk. Anyway, don't forget, leave no trace. Be positive trace wild campers. Leave no trace that you were there. Tidy up other people's rubbish and fire pits if you find them. Leave the place better than when you came. Be a positive trace wild camper. Right, time to get going that way in the rain. See you in a bit. So as you can see from the valley, that's Allport Castles that we were looking at yesterday, and it does look like a castle, doesn't it? Well, I think so anyway. So I'm only a couple of miles from the car now, so I'm just about to get to the track for Lady Bower Reservoir, and it's usually quite busy with people walking their dogs and such like. So I'm going to end the video here. If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you again on the next one. So bye bye for now.